favor.
A powerful wave of severe weather hit Rome Wednesday morning. A powerful tornado devastated the area between Nuovo Salario and Conca d'Oro.
Un tornado.
Oh cazzo. Oh cazzo.
La tenda, t'ha strappato tutto.
Oh cazzo.
No, la tenda di quello sotto, gli ha strappata.
Initial damage was estimated at around 60 trees, downed by strong winds in just a few minutes. The greatest damage occurred at the weekly open-air market in Val di Sangro, where fruit and vegetable stalls were swept away and collapsed onto parked cars. One person suffered minor injuries in the Prati Fiscali area. The person was in their car when they were struck by the branches of two large pine trees that fell close to each other. According to initial findings from the city's Environment Department, the two trees were on private property, the Salesian Institute and the State Property Office. Patrols from the Nomentano local police unit are still working to secure the intersection of Via Valpellice and Via Prati Fiscali. Traffic was severely hampered by flooding and fallen tree branches. The most critical situation occurred on the Eastern Ring Road. Traffic was paralyzed in both directions after the Salaria intersection due to a fallen tree hitting a passing car, no injuries. And the road near Via dei Campi Sportivi was closed. The traffic jam reportedly lasted for more than 2 hours. Traffic was closed on Via della Moscea, the section from Via Salaria to Via Prato della Signora towards Raccordo, and the intersection between Salaria and Casalina near Sedabani due to flooding. Severe traffic disruptions were also reported on Via Trionfale, Via Cristoforo Colombo, the Magliana Bridge, and Via Boscea.
Tutto rotto. Siamo tutti scioccati.
One of the storm's centers, where the winds were strongest, was the IP gas station on Via dei Prati Fiscali. The tornado appeared to pass directly through this area. At number 170, two large pine trees inside an apartment building fell onto the gas station's blue roof, bending it. The structure now appears to be crumbling, and work is underway to remove two large tree trunks that threaten to cause the roof to collapse. No statement has been released from the two managers, who remain in shock hours after the incident. At least 6 trees fell, with numerous branches falling on vehicles. On Viale Parioli, cars were forced to swerve onto the sidewalk to avoid the roadblock. In Monteverde, problems arose on Via Silvestri when a 4-meter-long branch broke off a 30-meter-tall elm tree in a private garden and fell onto the road. In addition to the weather emergency, a logistical crisis also occurred in the 10th municipality. The Ostia Fire Department was forced to temporarily relocate to Fiumicino Airport due to the collapse of the attic of the barracks on Via Celli. The municipal building was declared unfit for use due to lack of maintenance. The Fansisal Union condemned the seriousness of the situation, which hampered rescue operations along the coastal road network, but insisted that urgent action would be taken to restore the headquarters. Severe damage occurred to the sports fields at the Acqua Acetosa Olympic facility. At least a dozen large trees fell, causing significant damage to the entire facility. Rome wasn't the only city hit by severe weather. Last night, June 2nd, a storm hit the city of Arezzo, Tuscany, leaving several motorists stranded in flooded underground tunnels. Meanwhile, the Civil Protection Department has issued a yellow warning for thunderstorms in parts of Italy's 14 regions. The worst hit area in the capital was Monte Sacro in the northeastern quadrant of Rome, particularly near the B1 Conca d'Oro metro stop. Here, the tornado toppled trash bins and newspaper kiosks, uprooted trees, one of which fell on the roof of a gas station, and shattered windows in several apartments. Power outages were also reported in several areas. However, the most severe damage occurred on Via dei Prati Fiscali, where roads were blocked by fallen tree branches, and on Tangenziale Est, where drivers and motorcyclists even got out of their vehicles to try to clear the way. Residents of the city's 3rd district reported a kind of vortex that uprooted large objects, while some videos showed columns of clouds stretching down to the ground.
Un tornado.
Oh cazzo.